Dr. Resnick, of course, a space veteran, Krista laughing, as they all were this morning. It seemed, even though they had a launch delay this morning, they were all in such good spirits as they got set to board the Shuttle Challenger. It seemed the launch control teams and everybody involved seems to have a feeling when the launch is going to go. Delay after delay, of course. The last flight, we had the feeling that we are, I'm told, going to the White House now, and so we will take you back to New York.
Let's go now to, there's Larry Speakes in the White House briefing room.
Room the president's study, where there's a television, and the president then began to review television reports of the explosion there shortly after the launch. So once again, the president is concerned. He is saddened. He is very anxious to have more information on it. At the moment, as I say, we're learning most of our information from what the public is getting.
What is your best information as to the condition of the crew, Larry, at this point?
We don't have any more information than what is being provided to the public on television. Hopefully later we will be able to get some, and that's the president's first priority, is to find out what information that is available. We just don't have any more. No, we have not from the Oval Office.
Will this affect in any way the plans for the State of the Union tonight?
I don't believe so. I'm certain that the president will feel compelled to mention this, depending on the outcome of what we learn here in a few minutes.
Will it affect the shuttle program, Larry?
Well, that's hard to say, you know, here in 15 or 20 minutes after an incident of this type is concerned. I'm sure it will not affect the United States' determination to consider to continue the exploration of space and all the benefits we've received from it.
Can you tell us anything else about the schedule?
While this is indeed tragic, it certainly will not deter the United States in its interest in space exploration.
All the problems that the shuttle has had, will any substantial reevaluation be done of the program itself?
Well, once again, you're very premature in asking a question concerning the future of the space program. The United States has met adversity many times before in the space program. It is one of the most effective and successful programs of that type that any country has ever undertaken.
Larry, can you tell us anything specifically that the president said, any quotations, and did he make any mention of the fact that the teacher that he suggested, that the program of a teacher in space, that teacher was on board this flight?
Well, I know that was on his mind. Quite frankly, the president stood there in almost stunned silence as he watched the television. You could certainly read the concern, the sorrow, the anxiety on his face as he watched, and the group watched around him. As I say, he was virtually watched in silence.
Might anyone from the White House be leading some sort of investigating team, or will it just be up to NASA to investigate this?
All this is very, very early, and there's just nothing we can say. Our immediate concern is the crew, and all of these other questions will just have to be deferred.
Was anything said about the fact that the teacher was on board this flight?
Well, it was something that was on all of our minds, that we did have the first teacher in space, really the first civilian, so to speak, other than our members of Congress who have flown in space, and certainly that's on our mind.
Are there any scientific aides who have been able to say that they could survive such an explosion?
Just don't have that kind of information
yet. You said that the Vice President had Poindexter informed the President. How did the White House learn about it?
I'm certain that we probably learned it from the news media, as we do many times when incidents like this occur unexpectedly.
Might this influence the decision about whether other civilians will be allowed on the shuttle from now on, Larry?
Once again, all of these questions, our immediate concern is for the fate of the crew, to find out exactly what has happened to those 7 people aboard. All of these other questions we'll just have to wait till later. Dave?
Tell us anything about what the president's schedule, how the president's schedule is changing now?
The president's schedule has not changed. He will keep on with what he had planned today and the State of the Union tonight. And once again, I think the only change in his schedule would be to simply be updated and try to seek the facts in this.
Will the president be making any phone calls to the family, Larry?
I just don't know. It customarily does, but we're going to wait till we find out what the facts are.
Larry, he watched in silence, but were there no quotes that you could give us?
Nothing. It was virtually in silence.
Are you going to know what's being done now, Larry, in terms of searching for...
No. All of that information we just do not have yet. Dale, you had one question and you want to go on? Okay.
What are your plans? What are your plans about briefing the rest of the afternoon on this?
Well, I think once we find out what the facts are and particularly what the fate of the crew is, then we'll be prepared to say something.
Larry, did you detect any sign of emotion as the president watched? Was he shaking his head? Was his eyes moist?
Concern, anxiety, silence.
And there was White House spokesman Larry Speakes saying that the president watched in stunned silence at the explosion aboard the Space Shuttle Challenger. To recap, about a minute after the launch of the Space Shuttle Challenger from Cape Canaveral this afternoon, there was a huge bright ball of fire, an explosion in the air about 28 miles west of the Cape Canaveral launch site. It is not known at this hour the fate of the 7 crew members aboard, including Christy McAuliffe, the school teacher from Concord, New Hampshire. The explosion came without warning. All seemed to be going fine. About a minute into that flight, it was just after the NASA controllers told the crew aboard the Challenger to go to full throttle that the explosion occurred. It happened more than a minute